I turn the sound off here. All right. 2 more minutes. Doing the drum set's a really awesome warm up, but I'm not that great at it. All right, that's enough of that. Warm up good enough. All right, let's move this shit. The drums are an awesome warm up. It's a full body workout. All right, I only got 28 to chat. So I'm going to be doing I just got out of the hospital and I've lost probably 20 pounds. So I thought I would do a little stretching bag training. I am.
What?
I am.
Okay.
You gonna join me?
Well, I kind of wanted to water,
We can do it afterwards. If you want to water, if it's gonna bother you, then water.
Okay, I'm gonna water. It's just because it's and stuff.
It'll be fine, sweetheart. It doesn't matter if we do it an hour and an hour.
It's just saying that, like, it's gonna die.
Look what I found. I don't know how to use these. These are toys. These are like rubber. I don't have the room in here for this thing. How's everybody doing tonight? New me. Let's see, let's set this thing up here. Show me the turntable. Oh, well, it's not set up. My daughter's a percussionist as well. So, we got mixed martial artists. What's up, brother? Yeah, I was in the hospital for a week. I've been on a medication for a really long time, and I don't know how to say this. Like I lost my prescription, and I started to go into severe withdrawals. So I checked myself into the hospital for detox, basically with drug addicts. And it was a struggle. It was a really long week. I wound up getting intubated. I don't remember 3 days. I guess I was combative. I hurt my arm. I don't. I really don't know. When I came to, I had a tube in my nose, and I was tied to the table. And I managed to break one of the straps off, and I threatened the nurse if they didn't let me leave the hospital, I was gonna drag the table with the other strap and flip it through the door and take me with it. And I'm like, that's not a sane person. And then once the nurse kind of told me that, I was like, oh man, what am I doing? So I just went with it, and after I think about a day, the hospital released me, and I went to the VA hospital where my people are, and they locked me in the loony bin with the window lickers. Yeah, I was basically, well, in a rehab, essentially, a detox, not a rehab. So there was like, heroin addicts and the whole gamut, the whole, like just veterans that are fucked up. It's been a long week, guys. From India, what's up? Pure Sanatini Dharma. Colorado, TRT Beast. Yeah, you know what? So check this out. When the hospital was taking me, they didn't know what I was on, so my daughter grabbed all of my medications and gave them to him. And she gave him I had a bottle of testosterone and some masterone, and really light stuff. I wasn't on much. That's like a light cycle, and I do like 200 a week when I'm cruising, just to maintain. And my daughter, they took my steroids. And they took all of it. She gave them all they gave them the Tylenol I was taking. I was like, what the fuck? So that kind of sucks. But I'm on what's it's a really long-lasting ester. It's testosterone undeconate or something. I don't know how you pronounce it, but basically, you take like 1,000 milligrams, and it lasts for over a month. So even though they gave them all my stuff, I still it's a long-lasting ester, so I'm not too worried about it. And I was talking to my wife. Wants me to go natural. She wants me to see if at my age I can go natural. So I have two paths I could take. I could try to go natty, and then I would focus strictly on probably Muay Thai, or I could try to get those records, because I was benching over 400 pounds, and if my squat and deadlift are on par with what I had my last competition, I would be. I'm already top 7 all time for my weight class. Raw 200 pounds. No, raw 220. Yeah, 220. 100 kilos. If you go to powerlifting, is it Powerlifting Watch or whatever, powerliftingwatch.org, where they have all the records, and you type in my name, or you search for raw 220, masters 50 to 59, so that's 10-year blocks. I'm ranked 7th all time. And then if you go under 40, so if you go 40 to 49, I'm in the top 15. So if I can get into a 1,700 pound total, I'll do one more competition, and then I think I'll give it up, because I don't really see being able to beat that. My highest competition total was 1650, and I had a McCulloch score, which is dots with an age modifier of 510. So that puts me way up there. So really the only reason I would compete is just to see if I could get in the top 2 or 3 spot. The first 2 spots are almost 1,900 pounds, so there's no way I'm going to get those. But it would still set me it would put me in the Hall of Fame territory. I could possibly be inducted into the USPA Hall of Fame. I mean, it's hard to argue with a 1,700-pound total at 51 years old. But I don't know. It's like I've done it in the gym, but I've never done it in competition. I was actually in the ER 2 weeks ago for running out of medication myself. Funny enough, not as bad as your situation though. It was just a short ER visit for me. So mixed martial arts. What happened was I didn't really. I thought I could just kind of rough it out, and I guess I started like I don't remember. I went into such severe withdrawals that I started drinking alcohol, and I quit drinking years ago, and I was just pounding her booze. And I don't remember. I just saw the empty bottles, and I blacked out. I don't remember 3 days. I guess the hospital knocked me the fuck out, and they intubated me. That's why my voice is so fucked up, even worse than it was before. So I was combative apparently. And you know, I'm not the biggest dude in the world, but they're not gonna fuck with a guy like me. And I'm not that person either. I don't remember any of it. Crash Out Carl, if you were a wrestler, would you be a hero or a heel? You know, I like being the heel because when you make fun of yourself, it takes the power away from the other people. You know, it's like I know I'm goofy as fuck, so it's like, what are you gonna say, right? If you go natty, you'll get smaller. Yeah, see, I don't know. I told her I don't think I can. Realistically, what it would be just doctor prescribed TRT. And if it goes to the VA, they're only going to give you enough to put you in a natural range, which would be like 800. And I run right around 1,000 to 1,100. So I really don't do that much. Everybody thinks that I'm blasting a ton of shit, but I'm actually about the same weight what I was when I was natty. If you go back to my early videos, that I was natural until the age of 46. But the reason I went on testosterone was I was low. I was naturally low, and I was losing motivation, and like every workout was a drag. And I still had records as a natural. As a tested lifter, I had the American records for like 6 months, which is not nothing. But I would say when I went on all my lifts, it's hard to say what you can attribute to. I was a hyper responder, but if you think about it, you got guys that have been blasting steroids their whole life, right? Their whole adult life, they've been using steroids. So when they get to my age, they're fucking done. Their organs are cooked. They're finished. And these guys are blasting tren and all sorts of shit. Because I was natural until the age of 46, I didn't need to do much to get an awesome response. I started with 200 milligrams of testosterone was what I originally started with a week. That's it. And I put on 8 pounds of muscle mass in like, I don't know, I want to say 3 months maybe. It wasn't very long. And then my body recomposed. So even though I was the same weight, I was way more cut, and I felt fucking awesome. And then when I started competing, when I got close to competition, I was using Anadrol for a couple of the meets, and that shit works really good. But the problem is you lose it as soon as you stop using it. That's one of those drugs that just works for the moment you're using it. It's good for competing, but I mean, it's one of those drugs that you have to continually use to see the effects. And the second you stop using it, it's really hard to retain that mass. So I want to keep what I built. So if I stop everything, I'm not just going to shrivel up. And when I had my arm surgery, if you guys recall, I went off of everything for the surgery. So I was a natural, and I didn't lose hardly anything. And it took me, I don't know, 6 months to get my numbers back. And now I'm benching over 405 again. Although I doubt I could do that right now because I just got out of the hospital and I lost 20 pounds. So my strength's probably tanked. So tonight I was going to do a light workout. I just want to keep it, I just want to chop it up a little, let you guys know I'm still alive. I have sciatica pain. Well, I'm going to show you a routine specifically for sciatica right now. That's the stretching I do. And that's from, who said that? Bobby. Bobby's here. Bobby. Uh, who says strength. The strength official said I have sciatica pain. I'm going to show you some stretches for sciatica. Emilio Ramirez. Hey, man. My friend Juju is obese if he looks like a morbid. Any recommendations? Help him out. Much love. Well, I need to know way more about him. I mean, other than you're obese, I would have to know what his routine is, what his diet is, what kind of activities, does he have limitations? It's easy to say just don't, cut your calories, which is true. We can't beat the laws of thermodynamics. You can't make something from nothing. So if you cut calories and increase activity, you're going to lose weight. But generally speaking, if people don't have limitations, I like to put them on like the starting strength 5x5, a real simple linear strength program. That's 3 lifts essentially with some accessories, squat, bench, deadlift, and you 5x5 in a linear progression until you plateau, and then you graduate to like an undulating periodization program. But I love for new lifters, there's nothing better than starting strength 5x5. It's so fucking simple. Like there are better programs. I mean, Bobby, you can talk to my friend Bobby. He does my numbers and helps me with my programming. And obviously, if you're working with an expert like that, they're going to have you custom tailored for a program. But the starting strength 5x5 is a general just strength program for anybody that could just look something up on the internet and go. And then all I would have to help him with is correcting his form so he doesn't hurt himself. Like if I could go back when I first started lifting, I was just a stupid ego lifter. And the reason I got into powerlifting is because there was a serious powerlifter in this gym I was working at. He was a world champion. Alan Ayers, he was the vice president of the USPA, him and his wife Bonnie. And Alan passed away, unfortunately. But me and my buddy Steve were just chucking weight around like dumbasses, like orangutans. And he just kind of mentioned, he's like, you guys are really strong, but you're going to hurt yourself. Why don't you start training with us? And I was kind of offended. Like, who the fuck is this guy? And I was doing like 600 pounds on the Smith machine for a squat, right? And I thought I was strong. I couldn't even do, I couldn't do 315 as a natural, a regular squat. It was very humbling. But Alan, when we started training with him, he forced us to compete. He said, if you're going to train with us, you have to compete. So that's how I got into powerlifting. My first meet, I was 40 years old, and it was a local meet. And I was like the second or third oldest guy there. So for a master's lifter, I won first place my first competition, and I thought it was hot shit. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm going to be the champion. But that's a local meet. Like what? I think I had like a 500-pound deadlift and a 250-pound bench. And the reason I won is because I was the only 40-year-old there. So I was first and last. It was a participation trophy. But I just thought it was really cool, and everyone was cheering, and they were really super cool, and it was just fun. And that's how I got into it. All right, what do we got here? I'm just not got the muscles as big as there's a 5-gallon bucket, but my girlfriend told me I needed to lose weight. Rex Taekwondo. From all your experience in life, from the good and bad, what is life itself showing yourself to be in your eyes? Life's difficult, but you gotta you just gotta keep trying, no matter what. No matter if you fall, if you relapse, whatever life throws at you, life will fuck you up. It'll knock you down. It'll take you down, man. But you just gotta keep getting back up. You gotta keep getting up, keep trying. Burn the bridges. Everybody that loves you just gets sick of your shit. But you just gotta keep trying. Just keep trying to do the right thing, And I don't do the right thing all the time. I fuck up, man. I'm human. But my number one attribute is I can take a fucking punch You know what I mean? Like, you can knock me down, I'm gonna keep getting back up. Um, I can't fight for shit, but I can take a hit. You know what I mean? Every time I got on the drums, that I break a seat because the seating is big enough to hold my ass. But I don't know. I wish I could make a drum set big enough that would hold me at 315. Just get a stool, dude. Like I'm sitting on my drum stool right now, but if you get a proper stool, this thing will support 600 pounds. You gotta spend a little money. If you're a big dude, you gotta spend money. You gotta sit on a fucking bench to do it. You're handsome, look like McMahon. Oh, Vince McMahon. I hope I don't act like him. Just shat me fucking drawers. Thanks for those words, Nelson Augusto. Bullshit glass jaw. No, man, I can take a punch. That's for sure. I can't fight for shit, but you, you're gonna be. My wife calls me a cockroach. She said you should have died so many times, and you don't deserve to be as healthy as you are. I think it makes her angry. uh, she's like, when the world ends, I'm gonna be that glowing fucking ghoul that climbs out of the pile of corpses and just roams the earth alone. It's like, God won't let me die, you know. Cuban Kratom Cafe. I've relapsed a few times and I have that take a hit mentality, but life's been kicking my ass. It's been hard to train recently due to a back injury. Yeah, so I'm gonna get into some stretching that'll help you guys out because I had a severe back injury across my L5. I had 48 stitches, big laceration. I had to learn to walk again. I was in traction, and I still deal with constant pain. And even though I could squat 650 pounds, my back just hurts, whether I work out or not. You know, they told me we should stop lifting, whether I lift or not. As a matter of fact, when I do nothing, it's worse. So I guess I'm going to do some stretches here specifically for back issues, back sciatica, hips. We'll get into that. Goober says hello. I hate back injuries. Dude, they fucking suck. Sexy body, thanks, Rosh. Rohit Bench. Winfield says I look zesty. Am I transgender? I forgot to put my earrings in. Oh, man. Hey, Christina, good seeing you guys here. Oh, are you in the chat, babe? When I was in high school, I weighed 115 pounds, and I'd love to see that again, but I know those days are over. I'll be 40 years old in 2 weeks. Yeah, you know silverback gorillas, man. The older guys put on mass, but there's also visceral fat that goes with that. You can get after it. A lot of guys that are over 40 are also dealing with things like rheumatoid arthritis or, fibromyalgia, just a bunch of just shit that life's fucked you up with. And I always train the injury before I train the body, meaning that if you have a limitation where you can't go ass to grass on a squat, we're going to work on your mobility before we're starting to put a barbell on you. Or if you can't reach over, I've blown my shoulder out benching and I still have full range of motion. I have no limitations. You see a lot of guys, they can't lift their arms up anymore. In the gym, you hear them all the time. I used to bench 500 pounds. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I still do, asshole. Like, well, I don't do 500, but you know what I mean. It's like, you could still do it. You just need to you got to work on what's limiting you first. So we're going to find that, and we're going to stretch that out, and we're going to get your mobility as good as we can get it, and then we're going to train full range of motion as heavy as possible. Hey, baby. My wife's in the chat, Christina Remington. I was filling them in generally on what happened. Hi from Portugal. The time, see you are a fighter. Don't let no one tell you Jesus Christ love you. Amen. Amen. But Charles, when you get back to full health, I'm down to spar. Oh, Miguel, let's do it this weekend. Or well, tomorrow might not work, but uh, me being back from the hospital, I don't know if my boss is going to put me right back to work, so I might have a few days off. So if you want to come over, we can arrange that. Uh, Name is Miguel. Down to start working any day. Tomorrow we got a lot of shit to do, but I might be able to, like, we might be able to get together. Privacy reasons says LOL. Rogue gunfire. Get some devil dog. Hoorah! Sorry, my bad English. It's all good, dude. It's all good. I need a ton of steak, and I don't know if that's bad for you or not, but my girlfriend, you know, she stayed in her same size. Lean meat, for body composition, steak's awesome. As far as like health concerns, I mean, there's a lot of debate on like carcinogens from, you know, browning the meat. Uh, I don't see, like, I think that anything in moderation, as long as you're not, when you get to, especially my age, you don't really need to protein load. Like, I don't need to have 1 gram of protein per pound of body mass to maintain 220 pounds. Now, and if you're constantly loading yourself with protein, it's really tough on your kidneys. So you think of your kidneys like a pool filter. And when you're filtering out excess proteins, this happens when you get rhabdomyolysis, like when you're working so hard your body starts tearing itself apart, and all that protein gets filtered out by the kidneys. Well, the kidneys are like a filter. Think of it like a mesh, and protein's sticking to it. Well, there's no way to back flush that shit out of there, so all it's doing is plugging your kidneys up. And over the years, it burns the organs up. So, but what can eat into that is fasting. So intermittent fasting is really, really good for, if you can do like 18 to 20 hours, you go into what's called autophagy. And if you really want to do like every 6 months, like a 48 to 72 hour fast. But intermittent fasting, I try to do an 18-hour window, and that will maintain, like, you know, like I used to have a gut that sticks out, and now it's like, but when I'm overeating, I look like I'm pregnant. And everyone's like, oh, he's got GH gut. And I'm like, well, you can see, it's like, no, I don't. I get bloated. I'm fucking 51 years old. If I eat a tub of ice cream, I blow up like a pufferfish. Tractor tires out of my granddad's farm building because he had big John Deere tractors. Fuck yeah, man. Oh, you're not even natural. Why should I listen? I don't know. I don't care. Like, well, I don't think anyone should listen to me. But, you know, we laugh and have a good time. I like the judgment, though. That's awesome. They're like, oh, you're a 51-year-old that uses testosterone? Oh, my God. You want to maintain a healthy lifestyle and continue performing at a high level as you get into your 50s and 60s? Oh, wow, I should be guilty. Am I guilty? Did I do something wrong? Did I bother you? Rogue Gunfighter makes us look up the standard PFT requirements and aim for that. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah. Dude, I'm a pull-up machine, especially when I lean out. I'm down to talk more about it tomorrow or this weekend. I'm gonna go for a run. It's really good seeing you back, man. God bless. Thanks. I'm just calling you Miguel. Benji Wen Ji Ha Ha. Benji Wen Ji Ha Ha. Hey, buddy, you taking good care of yourself. I'm trying to, but I'm fucking up, man. Best combos, biceps, triceps, Jack and Coke. Hell yeah. Are you a dweeb? Probably. Take care of yourself, man. I've seen too many people die. Tomorrow's promised to no one, brother. But, you know, you could go live in a hole and your days are still numbered. Is it the length of life or the quality of the life? Or both, you know? It's to each their own, but I do try to do things in moderation, even though I am an addict and I occasionally yeah, you know, we try our best. But when they were taking my blood pressure over this last week, I was consistently more like 120 over 70. And but my resting, like I was really, they said you got excellent cardiovascular. Uh, they told me I was one of the healthiest 51-year-olds they've ever seen in there. And I'm fucking defiling myself in a rehab. It's like, really? Don't listen to stupid trolls. No, we like the trolls. We just try to, we like them when they're funny. Or you got to be like really rude, or say something intellectually offensive. Like really zinger, like mic drop. We like those kind of trolls. But rarely I get them. Usually I got these sub 80 IQ assholes sitting on their toilets that are like, "You're gay." I'm like, you owned me. Israel owns y'all. I could give a fuck. Why did you go to the ER? Because I was suffering withdrawals from not having a medication that I've been on for 5 years. And it was severe withdrawals. Like really bad. Everyone dies. Most truly never lived. Yeah, my challenge is balancing what I'm trying to accomplish with also being with my family, like this one here.
Hi.
She told me when I was picking her up from school that she's like, "Why are you so old?" Like, I don't know.
I did say that.
You did. The issue is of the mind, bro. I get it. It takes a little self-compassion and meditation and healing, bro. Everyone needs to give themselves a soft touch to their heart. I just, when I'm fucking up and I can't manage, I sometimes don't tap out soon enough, but I always go get help. I just sometimes do it too late. I always try to do things by myself, and then it becomes a problem. Was it opiate related due to an accident? Yes. I didn't really want to get into what the medication was, but yeah. Been on for a year and in the process of getting off. Mixed martial artist. I don't know that I want to get off of it because it really, I haven't wanted, well, I don't know. It's complicated, man. My doctor just said that I was the most successful I've ever been during that block of time, and I was on that medication. And he's like, if you're living a good life and you're doing the right thing, if you have a good recipe for a cake, don't change the fucking recipe. Just leave it alone. Because I told him, I said, when am I going to get off this drug? And he's like, well, why do you need to? He wasn't saying I should stay on it. He was trying to explore my reasoning. And my reasoning was, well, I wanted to get off of it because I think people look down on me. And he's like, fuck them. They don't live your life. They don't pay your bills. You got to do what's right for you. I can already tell you're a great father. I'm a fuck up, but I love her.
Oh.
Will that water what?
That's my yard.
Yes. Yeah. You gonna spar with me?
I'm on. Oh, maybe. I don't know. Let's see when I get home.
All right. Well, I'm gonna start stretching here. If you want to spar with me, that would be awesome.
Alright, I'll see. When
I see nips. Yeah, I can still shake the boobs. I haven't lost that much weight. A man, a coconut cake with a glass of milk is so good. Hell yeah. Sorry, didn't read the room. Was working out an outlet. Yeah, absolutely. And like a good addict, I took powerlifting to the extreme, and I became one of the best all time. Like a fucking good drug addict. Rogue, she's 11 and got straight A's. Hell yeah. Dude, that kid's amazing. I don't consider myself a good father. I consider myself a dad that loves his kids. You know what I mean? Like, I love my kids. I don't think my parents loved me, and I don't think they wanted me around. And even though I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, I love them, and I hope they know that. Forgive yourself, bro. Trust me, it's hard. Yeah. Christina, that's awesome. My boy does too whenever we can get him to actually pay attention. Yeah, it's like, both the kids are pretty smart. Stella's got me and her mom, and she has like the best of both of us, and I think she's gonna outdo me, and I hope so. I hope she does. Where did my broom go? Oh, there it is. I'll just clean this up real quick. I'll probably lose all my viewers. They're sitting on the shitter and they pop on the stream and see some guy sweeping his garage. They're like, oh, that's awesome. That's fucking entertainment, baby. And so are you. My ninja broom. Alright. Do some stretching. Alright. So, I have a routine that I do for hips and back. And we open the hips up. We'll start with as deep as you can get. I haven't stretched in a while, so I'm probably not going to be as limber as usual. I'll try to open the hips, rotate them open. And try to get, yeah, see, I'm a week in the hospital. I lost some flexibility. Take it slow. With this, you really want to focus on rotating the hip. So I'm pushing the hip forward through it as we're reaching over. And then we're rolling back. And to make it harder, you can open your leg more. To make it easier, you can bring it in. But just, take it slow. Don't go up to, not to where it hurts, but where it's mildly uncomfortable, and hold that for 15 to 30 seconds. And then exhale and get deeper into it. Like relax into it. And you want to maybe progress like 3 phases. So you'll feel the uncomfort, get comfortable, go a little bit more, and maybe do it 3 times. And that's your progression. And then from there, I just try to. Oh yeah, I've lost a lot of flexibility. Normally I could do the split. Now, I don't expect anyone to start here. You can start here or here, or wherever you, even if you're here, to make it dynamic, you can just go move into it, stretch into it, go farther out. Even if you come out, your hips still want to be going forward, even though you're going this way, you're pushing your hips through. So I'm trying to hump, baby. And this is dangerous. If you put too much weight, you can pop a hammy. So go easy on these. So I'm just kind of rolling my foot a little more each. And if you need to use like the parallel bars or blocks or whatever to help you, you can do that. Now we'll do the other leg. Oh, that hurts like hell. A week's 3-4 days in a hospital bed will really fuck your body up. So this is why I'm starting with stretching instead of lifting. Because I want to get my body mobility back. And then we can get into like a resistance training. So So now that we've opened the hips up, I'm gonna kind of force with your elbows, push your knees out as far as you can, and we're going to like rolling our feet out, legs out that way. We're gonna push forward. This just pins them so you can push them out. Again, just go to where it's uncomfortable but not painful. And just sit there and relax into it. Side. I'm rolling. Oh, yeah. See, I can't even, I'm definitely fucked up. Ooh. Yep, I'm tight, guys. Probably gonna take a week or two to get back. These I like to do calf movements. You basically doing your whole body weight. And this is to strengthen the bulletproof the ankles. Try to come up on your toes if you can. We'll do some pistol squats here in a minute. That's not a comprehensive routine, but that's a basic hip, your hips, the sciatic nerve. It works through your piriformis is a muscle under the glutes that's super tight with most people, and it's like a guitar string across your sciatic nerve, and it opens up the rectus femoris, which is the long head of the quads. It just opens all of that up. The what do you call that, babe? The iliac crest and the psoas muscle. Psoas. Okay, I'm out. It's 021 500. Hell yeah, rogue gunfighter. Craig Roman says this is embarrassing. I would agree with you. It's pretty pathetic for a 51-year-old. Wildman Wavy says, "What's up, Aiden? Is Aiden in the house?" Let's see here. It's like definitely irresponsible. Okay, I guess. Did you? Why are you tweaked out doing this in front of your kid, talking to yourself? I don't know. People find it entertaining. Why do we do anything, really? Honestly, he says I'm tweaked out. I wish I was. No, I don't. I don't. Sometimes I do. Anyway, Let's see, dude, you're stretched out enough. No, I'm not. I actually lost a lot of my flexibility sitting in that hospital bed. So now I'm going to do what's called horseshoe squats. These are really, really good. So you're going to try to like point your feet out, and you're basically opening the hips up. If you hold a weight, it keeps your body upright. So you want to like try to like really open it up, so you're kind of rotating the legs with the knees with the feet. And if everybody did these at just this movement every day, your quality of life would be way better. Now, what's preventing me from going ass to grass right now is actually my knee. My knee's a little swollen because something I did fucked it up. I don't even know what it was. But I can't go ass to grass because I can't bend my knee all the way. But normally I want to see guys my age to be able to rest in this position. Like I work construction, right? And you see guys with knee pads on all the time, and they're doing drywall or studs or whatever, shooting studs. And it's, you know, the knee pads make it comfortable, but their ergonomics fucking suck. When I worked, I would literally just get in a squat position, and I could just sit here all day and do whatever I needed to do. And most guys my age can't do this. I can't go completely down because my knee's swollen. But just, you know, if you can't do that, you really should try to be able to, because it will greatly improve the quality of your life. Just everything from like bending over to pick shit up, or you know, being able to just like properly lift without having to bend over, or being able to like fucking tie your shoes standing up, or like, so much cake, hell yeah, can I get a hell yeah? Your right knee's falling inwards. Yeah, my knee's fucked up. I don't know what, I must have done something when I was blacked out. Guys younger than you can't do it. Impressive, I'm gonna work at it. No, I mean, just doing that is like, it just opens up, it makes everything that you do during the day so much easier. And a lot of guys, you know, they scoff at it. They're like, yeah, whatever, that's fucking gay or whatever. Okay, I mean, look, you don't have to take my word for it. I'm just giving you my experience, strength, whatever. Aiden just texted me, and I'll give you a call after on my the streams, if you're still up. Okay, son. Root chakra, hell yeah, opening up the hip flexors. Yeah, so I'm gonna do another set, but I'm gonna use a little bit of weight. Let's take a 45-pound weight. And all this does is just helps you stay upright. Because if you hold the weight up, you won't fall forward. Whoa. Yeah, my knees are a little fucked up. I'm going to do some pistol squats, but I'm going to use a ramp to assist. It's just like, think of it like a squat shoe. Whoa. Okay, rest for a minute and do the other side. Whew. Oh, thanks, Rusty. Have you seen Sean? Have you met Sean Strickland? No. I've seen him in person. They got the UFC center out here, but I've not met him yet. And I think a lot of his personas and act, like he's not quite that guy, but he is. I mean, he's that way, but not. He's not that like. He's not the asshole he presents himself to be. A lot of that's to sell fights, you know. I'm saying your name wrong. It's Orsted. Orsted 995. I was calling you Roasted. I need glasses. Get here. How's that? Holy shit, that's way better. I got a laptop here because I can't read the my visions. It's been 2020 my whole life, but now I'm getting a little older. I'm having a hard time reading the chat on the phone. So I got my laptop here and I'm like, what are these goddamn kids talking about? I would like to spar Sean Strickland, but he doesn't fucking go light. Like there's no if you're sparring Sean Strickland, you're not like one of his teammates, he's gonna fucking try to murder you. Bobby Ballbag 500. Thanks, brother. All right. Let's do the other side here. We get some coffee. Now this is the knee that's fucked up, so this will be interesting to see kind of distance I can get out of it. Ooh. Just go down as far. Oh, see, I'm having problems with this knee. I'm gonna use a bag of fresh assistance. This is really difficult. This will bulletproof your knees. Oop. I don't have my balance tonight. Woo! Oh, that just hammers your quads, man. Hammers your quads and opens up your hips at the same time. Because as you're going down, this is forcing this open. But that's a seriously difficult version of that. Oh, I'm out of breath. Oh, thanks, man. Thanks for subbing, Orsted. I'm almost at 9,000, which I'm a retard that lives in his garage, so I don't know what people see in me, but I hope I'm entertaining. Yeah, I'm your dancing monkey boy. Clang, 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 clang. How many we got in the chat? We only got 23. That's cool, though. All right. I gotta test the shoulders out. That's really good for the pot belly. Just missed the exercise. Can I see what you did again that opened up your hip? Yeah, I'll do it again. I'll do a quick one. When's the last time you and your wife went on a date? It's been too long. And part of it's because she's injured and I'm fucked up. So I'm gonna get my shit right and I'm gonna take my lady out. But she has some mobility issues, so it's a little bit hard right now. But that doesn't mean we can't go out and do something fun. Whew. So that's King Neurotic 3330. Yeah, I'll run through the hip exercise. I'll just do a quick abbreviated version. My high school buddies kept getting married and leaving me. So all right, so the hip routine, I'll just do real quick. So I start with opening up the hips, stretching across here. I take much longer time to do it, but since I'm already pretty limber, I'm just going to quickly kind of go through it. Stretch across there, and this opens up the where you're rolling the femur in the socket. The what do you call it? You had surgery on it, babe. The joint thing. Science. You're going to stretch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. The other side. This one's a little harder because of my knee. Stretching across and rolling. The hips pushing forward and then back. Just rest into it. And again. Be careful with this because you can pop your hammy. So you want to, keep your hands, go to where it's uncomfortable but not painful. Just shy of painful. And relax into it. And don't let it get painful because that's where you can hurt yourself. And it's sitting it for like 15 to 30 seconds. And when you go deeper, take a deep breath and exhale into it like you're deflating yourself. Yeah, baby. Can I get a hell yeah? And then from there we went into the side split routine. So you get your elbows to pin your knees. You want to roll your feet out this way. And from there you don't want to arch your back. You want to try to keep your back straight and you're moving with your glutes and not your lower back. So you're not doing this, you're doing this. And again, rest into it. And we're going to go each side. We're going to get into the side splits. The other side. And then we're just going to roll, stretch, we're going to reach and roll. This is a dynamic stretch because you're bouncing, you bounce, bam, you move across the floor. This is really good for, when you're kicking, you get that good rotation. uh, do the splits upside down on a pole. Yeah, right. Uh, there are three of us when we started at 11. 36. I'm being dramatic, silly. No, you're cool, dude. I love it when you're in the chat. That's so Aria math. Is that sad or I don't know what that emoji means. Precipitate you dog. Oh, hell yeah. King Neurotic. I appreciate you too. So there was one more thing to really, really help with your hips is the horseshoe squat. So I would actually do this over any of the stretching routine. If you're going to do one exercise, where'd my weight go? It's good to have a weight because it forces you to be in an upright position. But basically, you're putting your toes out and you're stretching into it. So it's a horseshoe squat. Whoa. So it keeps you upright. Get your balance. You want to live in this area right here. And from the back, this just by itself will dramatically improve your hip issues. Whew. And there's other more advanced variations. You got the side to sides. This is hard because of my knee. I'm having I fucked my knee up somehow. I really don't know what I did. Could be just getting old. I was talking about my high school friend group, not Chad. No, I knew that. I play. Whew. Man, I'm out of breath. I am fucking out of shape, boys and girls. A week in the hospital. I'm paying the price. So this is the toll we pay for being stupid. I'm gonna do this shit to get back to where I was before normal. What kind of opiates do you take? So I take Suboxone so that I don't take opiates. And Suboxone, like, it is an opiate. You don't really get high off of it, but it's a replacement drug. Basically, it's enough of a high, we'll say, to not, so you don't want to do anything else. Does that make sense? It's like a nicotine patch for cigarettes. But I've been on it for like 5 years, so you don't just stop it. Because if you do, you go through the same withdrawals you do with heroin. And we were talking about coming off of it, like not taking it anymore, but my doctor, the reason why I keep on it is because he said, the last 5 years of my life, I've been the most successful I've ever been. And I've been sober, and I've stayed away from hard drugs up until recently. And he said, why, if you got a good thing going, why change it? So he wasn't advocating for me to stay on it, and he wasn't advocating for me to come off of it. What he was advocating was for me to examine my reasons, like why do I want to come off of it? Well, people look down on me, and they say, oh, you're a drug addict, and they go, oh, there's something wrong with him. But reasons to stay on it, I don't want to do any other drugs. I stay socially acceptable. I go to work full time. I take care of my family, and yeah, maybe I'm a little off, but it's like, if you got a good thing going, so that's sort of where we're at with it. And I'm actually meeting my doctor in around a week from now to discuss what happened and, we'll see. Because it's got benefits too. So, like one of the things I suffer from was restless leg syndrome. I've had it my whole life. Like when I was a kid in church, I'd sit there and my legs would start tingling and I'd have to move them and be like, ugh. And my mom would be slap, you know. She doesn't understand. She thinks I'm like just being a retard, which I am, but I didn't know what it was, and it was always when I was sitting still, and it kept me up at night. Well, Suboxone gets rid of that, so I'm like, fuck. It's got, pain benefits. So you gotta like really make the list of good and bad. What's the bad? Well, it's an opiate. You have to be on it. If you run out of your prescription or you don't have it, you're gonna go through withdrawals. So you're a slave to that in a way. And it has the same issues that opiates have, like it can fuck your digestion up and things of that nature. It can mess with your teeth. And the other side effects. But what's the good? Well, the good is I stayed off drugs for years, and I worked full time without missing work, and I was able to buy a house, and like it's got a pool, and we got chickens, and it's fucking awesome. But I'm still an addict, and if I don't surround myself with good people, I still fuck up. And when I fuck up, it's bad. It's bad for everybody. I'm a fucking menace. It's tough, man. You have to do what's best for you. You can't let anybody. You should listen to everybody's input, and you should take what they have to say to heart. But you still, at the end of the day, have to do what's best for you. My wife says there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with us all. No way medication, not drug addict. Well, it's still an opiate, that's like a pendulate for a tiny amount of opiate. Yeah, you don't really, and you can't take too much of it. It doesn't get you high. It just fucks you up. So it's easy to stay at the level that you're prescribed. What's the other one? The guys that take methadone. Well, methadone gets you high as fuck. But if you're a heroin addict, it's barely a replacement for it. But that's a drug that still gets you high. And you're basically on what do you call it? Laboratory quality narcotics. That's what methadone is. And Suboxone, it's weird. It's like a derivative of an opiate, but it just, you don't really get high off of it. It just takes away the cravings, and you don't want to do anything else. But there are times, especially when you're stressful and you get in a bad situation, you're not talking to people, and you're isolating, and you're letting things get to you. It's easy to talk yourself into, you know what, I deserve this. They don't understand what I'm going through. And that's kind of what I do. I get myself isolated, and I start thinking the world's against me, and I say I deserve a break. I deserve to have some fun, and that usually causes a lot of fucking problems. Nice nip slip. Boop, 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 boop. My milkshake brings a little. My milkshake's not that good right now, guys. I gotta put some weight back on. You ever hear you resemble Pat McAfee? No, my voice is fucked up because they intubated it. It was already fucked up, and now it's even worse. Respectfully, I wouldn't care about how people look down on it when those same people don't put the work in you do off of it. Yeah, and that's kind of what he said. He said, these fuckers don't pay your bills. And people will look down on you, or they won't. It doesn't matter. It's like YouTube. You're going to have trolls no matter how popular you are. So you don't want to get wrapped up in the opinions of others when it's going to affect your life, Think of other ways to have fun. You have to train your brain. Well, Christina, babe, honestly, it's always been communication. Like, I've never been really good at that. And I'll reach out when I get to a certain point of desperation. But almost every single time I get myself into a hole, if I would have reached out the second it started happening, I wouldn't have had suffered the consequences. It would have been the same course of action, but without the chaos and misery. You know, like I still would have went to the hospital and checked myself in, but I wouldn't have been blacked out fighting cops and fucking EMT people, waking up 3 days later intubated, and I don't know where the fuck I am, tied to a bed. You know, I could have skipped that part if I would have just communicated when I was starting to have issues. But I didn't really realize what was happening until it really got bad. And by then I was already out of my fucking mind. Dilf, nice. Let me get a Haley, yeah. The ones that talk the most are the last to work and first to leave. Yeah, you know, people out themselves when they make shitty comments, but we try to have fun with the trolls. You know, like I like the banner, but you got to be good. You know, you got to come with your A game. You look like John Claude Van Damme back in Kickback after the cocaine. Nice, hell yeah. B Rent 1000 says hi. That's Michael Goldberg. Post cocaine John Claude. I like it. Thank you. I can feel the love. All right, so I'm gonna be rusty as fuck. I was in a hospital for a week. I lost weight and mobility. But we're gonna try a little bit of bag work. It's real basic. Oh yeah, my mobility's. Ooh. All right. We'll go with it. Yeah, I'm tight. I'm tight. I can barely, even after all that stretching. I'm not gonna put my wraps on. I'm gonna use my cheaters. Cause I'm gonna hit. I got 16-ounce gloves. They're fucking pillows. I just want to get back into it. You know, just see where I'm at. I can already tell, like, I'm going to have to do about a good week or two of stretching and lifting. But I'd say for my age, I'm doing all right. See, I don't like that, though. I don't like that fucking, that's a cop-out. I can say, well, for a 51-year-old, I'm awesome. Fuck that shit. Someone in the gym says, I hope I'm like you when you're my age. Some motherfucker, you ain't like me now. Right? No, I mean, I understand the sentiment. I'm a little late to the live. I see B-Rant. Yeah. A week in the hospital do that to you. Yeah. Especially when you spend 3 days fucking tied to a bed because you're... I don't know what happened. My wife told me, and I was like, okay. You know, it's like, that's not... I'm not that guy. You're not that guy, bro. But apparently, I was strong enough. I'm kind of proud of this. I know it's fucked up, but the nurse wouldn't untie me after like a day, and it was after the 72-hour hold, because that's what it was. And I said, "You guys have to release me. I can check out, right?" And I wasn't right, but I didn't realize I was still fucked up, and I started arguing with the nurse, and I managed to rip the fucking cuff off of the bed, and I snapped it, and she was like, "Holy shit!" She started calling the orderlies over, and I said, "I'm gonna fucking drag this bed with one arm through the door," and I was mad enough to do it too. If you don't fucking release me, and then I started to get out of the bed, and I was literally like, in my mind, I was gonna drag the fucking just 300-pound bed to the front door and flip it through and follow it out. Like, yeah, I'm sure by then there wouldn't be 100 cops that were like beating the shit out of me. So one of the orderlies said, he kind of talked some sense into me. He says, like, you're not thinking right. Like, think about what you're doing. And I was like, I looked at the nurse and I'm like, oh shit. Like, yeah, okay. And I just relaxed and went with it. And then, and then they came back later and said, we're gonna go ahead and let you leave. And I went to the VA hospital after that. I mean, there was some shit in between. I don't want to get into all the details, man. It's not stuff I'm proud of. There's this little ego in my head though. That's like this little child that's like laughing that I'm capable of being that fucking guy if I have to. I'm like, he's like, yeah, look at that badass. The fucking guy ripped the cuff off the bed. Like, I'm not that person. I'm not combative. I don't try to impose myself on people. I don't intimidate people. But like, I wasn't in my right mind, and I was that guy for a minute, and I'm like, there's a little kid inside of me that's like, fuck yeah, dude, that's awesome. Look at this old dumbass go. He wants to leave. Yeah. $4.99. Oh my God, you hulked out restraints. Yeah, I did. I broke one. I was pissed. I ripped the reason they came in there in the first place is because I ripped the thing out of my nose, and as I was pulling it out, it's really hurt at the end, and I was like committed because this thing's almost all the way out of my nose. What got me angry was I was trying to tell her that my nose was hurting and I was tied down and I couldn't rub it, and she wasn't listening to me, and I was like, can you help? And then I just fucking got mad and just, and I pulled this shit out, and they were like, oh my God, and he's like, he pulled it out, and I'm like, what, you didn't think that? You ain't built for me, bitch. Like, I'm not that guy. My daughter said that to me. You're not that guy, bro. Big Blitz H9V said hi. Oh yeah, my wife's she rolled her ankle hard, like she can't walk, and she was balling with the kids, and she doesn't fuck around, and she doesn't play, like, she's out there like boxing motherfuckers out, elbowing them in the post and fucking dunking on a 7-foot rim with the kids, and like, yeah, bitch, just fucking blocking people. Like, damn, look at her go. Lee Rent 1000, glad you're back. Yeah, thank you, I appreciate it. All right, let's see if I can throw a modicum of a decent punch. These are tough 16 ounces. They're Velcro, but they're really good for training. I don't know, like, people look down on Velcro, like, oh, you don't use laces? Like, yeah, okay, they're fucking Mike Tyson. Yeah, everything hurts. Ooh, my body's in pain. Where does it not hurt? Let's see. We'll get a little. See if I can get some going here. Got this little slip bag. I like to kick around. It's right about head height. Whew. Did the chat get back up or is everybody out? It's like, this motherfucker sucks. I'm sitting on the toilet and I'm watching some old fucking hitters. Looks like the chat froze up. Are we online still? Hello. H-E-L-O. Everyone there? Hey baby, are you in the chat still? Okay, cool. Getting your groove back. Yeah, how do I look? Miguel's trying to call me, but I'm using the phone to stream. I'll call him back. Why do people try to call me when I'm using my phone? I can't answer it. All right. I've been on for 1 hour and 23 minutes. Let's get a little... Yeah, I used to like... Well, you know the slip bag, you just kind of... When you throw a punch, you come off the center line. So you're like, here's the center line. You're coming off of it. You're moving, bam, 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 bam. With Muay Thai though, so like with boxing, you slip, but you gotta be careful with that Muay Thai because you can knee, bam. So if I'm trying to slip, I'm gonna try to clinch you and toss you. So boxers, when I took boxing before Muay Thai, so I have a lot of bad tendencies to try to slip, and that gets you fucked up with like a proficient Muay Thai kick fighter. He'll clinch you real fast and put a fucking knee right in your face. So you got to watch the boxing stance. And so Muay Thai, like, you know, boxing, you're gonna be. I'm more, you know, I'm like with Muay Thai, you're more upright. And you still, the punching technique's still the same, but you're protecting yourself from kicks. Boom. So if I got a boxer, I'm gonna clinch you. But what the cool thing is like what boxers bring to Muay Thai is striking power that a lot of Muay Thai fighters just don't cultivate. So if you can switch to a boxing stance and really put like your body into it, a lot of Muay Thai fighters leave themselves open to hits because those are usually not the strongest weapons. I mean, we're not talking like guys like me, you know. I'm proficient. I get in the ring and I can spar and hold my own. But like obviously professional fighters, guys that are really good, I'm not, you know, I'm okay. I can hold my own. Kickboxing, yeah, you got to be more upright. So if like from an angle, like boxing, I'm gonna be like, boom, boom, so I can slip under, and I'm gonna come, bam, bam. But so this is a setup I have to practice clinching. I'll kind of show you what I mean. So what I'll do, like this is just like I practice in the garage. I have these bands here. I'll put them around my neck. Oh, it snapped. See if this one will hold. I'll put it around my neck. And this would be like practicing the arms. So you're pulling people like that. Try this on a slide. You want to try to work it around and under. And this band just presents the resistance of someone pulling you. That's very good work. Elbows and, you know what I mean? So it's just something to practice. It's not the same as having a sparring partner, but you know, you can get a little bit of that. It's enough resistance that you're getting the clinch work in where you can fucking manhandle somebody. Because the one advantage I have in the clinch is obviously I'm fucking strong and I can toss a motherfucker. So I'm not fast. I don't have a lot of wind. I wouldn't go 3 rounds. I'd get my ass beat. But I'm a good defender and I'll let a guy rope-a-dope. And as soon as I see him breathing hard, I'm gonna fucking just work his ass. And my strength's the clinch. So if I can get around you, bam, just fucking, you know, I'm fucking tossing your ass. Because you put a 220-pound fighter in the ring with me, I could bench 400 pounds, I could squat 650. There's no way that guy's as strong as me. It's just not fucking happening. But he's probably better than I am. So I need to really work on defense and like let him tear himself out a little bit. And then that's where it's called old man treachery. So old man treachery beats youth. You got to do it quick though. You got about a minute before you gas out. And you start like, people grossly overestimate their ability to fight. Everybody thinks they're like, oh, I fucked this guy up. Dude, all I gotta do is just like defend and just, I watch you start breathing heavy and I'm like, I'll start talking shit. Oh, is that all you got, bro? And he's just fucking wailing on me and I'm just, got me. And as soon as he's got that look in his eyes, I'm like, my turn. Oh, wow. Oh yeah, so I'm sorry, B-Rant, you want the kickboxing stance different. So boxing is, you know, it's more so Muay Thai, you're up because you want to be able to check kicks. So if I'm boxing, I'm going to be able to snatch you and, you know, like I could elbow almost to my head from standing. So if you're in a boxing stance and I see an opening, I'm gonna fucking power out, like I'm gonna knee you into the fucking out of the ring. That's my strength, is close in game. I'm not the most proficient fighter, but I'm strong as fuck. And I'm in the clinch, I'm a monster. I found out that my great uncle used to train with Joe Louis in New York City. That's fucking epic, dude. Old man treachery, yeah. Old man treachery's like stepping on the shoe, or if you know the guy's gonna if you can read his jab, sometimes you can headbutt him and fuck his wrist up. And it's kind of dirty fighting, but you know, if someone's trying to kill you and you're my age, you got about 30 seconds, so you better get after it. For a minute, I'm the best I ever was, and then it starts. I spar with guys a lot younger than me, and they always tell me they hate sparring me because I'm not really good at getting them, but I'm really awesome at defending, and I go in and out like most people don't like, they don't expect like my ability to, like, you know, kick over their head, and then I can, you know, come in and out pretty fast. They think I'm old, I'm a lifter, I'm gonna be slow, I'm not limber, I can't kick high. And then, you know, then I just cut up the side of their face and give them a slap. But it'll be easy for them to, once I've done what I can do, they're going to be able to defend against it. So if I do that axe kick once, he's going to be like, holy shit, I didn't see that coming. But he's not going to let that happen a second time. So it's not, I need to get him right away if it's a real fight. Otherwise, I'm too old. I just can't keep up with a 25-year-old. Miguel, your phone died. Yeah, I'll give you a call after the stream, brother. I see the CTE. Right? Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right, brother. Have a good day from nice France. Oh, hey, I hope you subscribe, brother. Stick around. I did my road work, so I'm back. Oh, right on. I'll call you back at that number you called me. I didn't answer because I'm using my phone to stream. All right, let's see if I can get one more round in here. Let me get a sip for my. I probably shouldn't be drinking coffee this late, but I can see the CTE. Thanks. Thanks for the knowledge. I'm giving you my personal experience. Whether it's going to work for you or not, there's no guarantees. But you know, I do okay. You know, I don't like to call myself a trainer because I still get trained. I have a trainer. I have someone that trains me. I still get coached. I don't consider myself an expert or a trainer. I just have been a guy that's been doing this a long time, and I know it works for me. You know, my own personal anecdotal experience, and what I've got came from other people that have done it before me, and they had good success with it. And one of the things that I have at my disposal is a really awesome team. So my wife's like a biologist. She's a sports like physician, physical therapist, massage therapy. She's got amazing anatomy knowledge. And then I train with Bobby Forever. I don't know if you guys know him or not, but he's kind of a Arthur Jones disciple, HIT kind of guy, and we came up with like a system that's sort of a hybrid from the Wendler 531 undulating periodization, and but we took the sets out and replaced it with sets to failure, so it's high intensity training, and it's more tailored for a guy my age because there's times where I'll do blocks of volume, but I can't train volume like younger guys. So how does a guy like me at my age get stronger without burning himself out? And HIT has, so it's big badass sets to failure with long breaks to the next one. So I'll go ahead and bench 405 for a double, or I'll do 315 for 12 13 reps, but then I'm going to take 9 days off before I bench again. So, and I've had great success with that, because after the age of 40 I was losing strength and I was still training like a young guy, and I couldn't figure out like why I wasn't getting stronger. And it's just because we're older, we just can't. We don't. Our bodies don't regenerate like a young guy's does. So, but that doesn't mean you can't get stronger. Like I'm the strongest. Well, before I went to the hospital, I was the strongest I've ever been in my life, and I was setting personal records still, like bench PRs. So how do you do that at the age of 51? And I found out it was like large, long volumes of recovery with super high intensity training, and then doing the basics: squat, bench, deadlift, overhead press, rows, things of that nature. Keep it simple. Easy to learn, but it takes practice. Yeah, so there's nothing that I'm bringing that's new. It's just getting proficient. Frank, when it comes to kicking the bag, you need to use your left leg as support. Use your right leg as a hammer. Yeah, Spider, I'll do my best to demonstrate. Like my legs are a little bit fucked up, but essentially when I'm kicking, I'm turning my body. So you see my foot is pointing almost backwards, and then when I kick the bag, I'm rotating through. So using the whole body. So see, I'm pointing backwards. I'm kind of over exaggerating. Here's a full power. So this is a 180-pound bag. So you see how I'm like turning, bam. bam, and then I'm rotating through. So it's like step, twist, turn, and I lost a lot of my flexibility. Well, I'll get it back, and I'm a little off balance, but you kind of get the idea, the mechanics of it. No, Spider, I wasn't doing that for you. So who asked the? Oh, you did ask. I was doing it for you. My bad. Yeah, Frank Quizo, can you teach me how to kick the heavy bag? How much can you bench, Craig Roman? 3 weeks ago, I hit 405 for a double. No. I only did it for a single, but I thought I had two in me. So that doesn't count, but I didn't have a spotter. Babe, you spotted me that day, didn't you? I have the video. You can. It's on my YouTube channel. I hit 405, and then I did 315 for 12 reps, which is like pretty good for a 51-year-old. Like that puts me in like pretty elite territory for my weight. I don't know, it's 220. You're a cool, humble guy. Have a good night, Juju. Well, thanks, brother. I appreciate it. I hope you stick around. Subscribe. Just make sure to contact after each sweep. Yes, this is where I need your help. So I need you, because I'm telling you what I've learned, but I'm not an expert. Like Miguel here, he's an actual fighter. He actually travels and fights people. I just take punches in a gym, but they're pretty elite guys. So so the gym is it's One Kicks. It's the USMTA headquarters, and it's a lot of K1 and a couple of UFC guys that train there, and a lot of guys from Syndicate come over and they train together. So I get to spar with elite fighters, but sparring's, it's not fighting, but you learn. You can go pretty hard and learn that you're not made of glass, and then we'll have like hard sparring nights where we'll go in the ring, we'll pad up and kind of go at it pretty hard, but it's still not fighting. Fighting is like you're trying to kill each other, and there's levels to the shit. You could do some hard sparring with some pretty elite fighters, and then get in the ring and actually fight someone. And once you have that intensity, and somebody's coming at you and they're trying to kill you, it's a different ball game. And if you're not ready for it, it's like holy shit. But I'm really good at taking a punch. So Nick Blomgren, One Kick Nick, that's why the gym's called One Kicks. He called me the world's strongest punching bag, and that wasn't a compliment. He's like, you just fucking turtle up and let them hammer on you, and then I'm like, yeah, but it works, right? He's like, yeah, it works against guys at your level. But you put a pro in there, he's gonna fucking annihilate you. You punch right through your arm. Bam! These guys kick so hard. You even blocking it hurts. It's like, whoa. They make contact you. Oh my god, you won't walk for a week. Was the way these guys kick. I kick really hard, but I'm old and slow. So if you let me kick you, I'm gonna fucking waste you. But guys that are good, they check that shit really easily. It's because they see me coming a mile away. But against guys my age, I handle myself really well. I would say I'm intermediate. I'm okay. I'm good enough to not get killed. I still think I could beat Jake Paul in kickboxing. Do some spinning shit. Oh, fuck, man. Here, my old ass. Let's see what I got here. See if I can kick the old. Wow. This is my little head kicks. This is this is my this is like I'm 5'9", and so I got this right about head height. These guys just don't. Whoa. That's my balance. Oh shit. I just come out here and just play around with this thing. Boink, boink, boink. Now my balance is fucked up, man. I was in the hospital for a week. Whoa. Dude, give me a week. I'll get it back. And since I can't fight in state, I have to travel for my fights. Just turned 18 on Thursday, so that's why. And I know for sure I can kick Jay's Paul's ass, dude. I think I could take him. I mean, he's okay, but you could see his fucking. He's got that mad hook that's powerful, but I can't see being hit by that. And if he got a real, like, I don't think he could do anything against like a fucking like a thigh kick, you know, a nice bam or a nice teep right to the chest, like you're kicking someone through a door. I don't know. That'd be interesting. I think I could take him. I really do. But then I don't know. I don't know. I would like to try. I would love to try to see if I could get my ass kicked by Jake Paul. Plus, most of his fights is staged. Yes, that's the thing. It's like it's hard to tell if like any of his shit's real. I mean, what happened to him against? Oh god, right? That there's levels to this shit, dude. I would consider getting in the ring with somebody like that to be like a suicide attempt. For real, you know what I mean? Like the world heavyweight champion against a YouTuber. Yeah, okay. But you know what? To his credit, he made a lot of fucking money. What state do you live in? Las Vegas, baby, Nevada. All right, let me see if I can just get a little bit of. So I'm slow. Everything hurts. My knees are swollen, but I'm still moving pretty good. Yeah, I'm hurting. This is the arm I had surgery on. I used to have a mean right. I transferred my whole weight, but I haven't thrown any hooks. I usually I got a pretty good. I should probably call it a night. That's good for my first day back. I'm not that far from his house. Yeah, and I gotta get you over here. Because he's a real fighter, so he'll tune me up. That's what I need. How old are you? I'm 51. I'll be 52 in July. Show your cock. Hey, Della, are you still awake? Want to get go get what's his name? I can't. My favorite rooster. I was gonna show my cock. What's his name? Not Lemon. Go get Lemon. I don't know if she's watching. Hello from Russia. What's up, brother? We love our Russian friends. We got a lot of Russian people in Vegas. They used to do a lot of the shows, and our neighbors were Russian. And they look so stereotypical. They had the fucking Adidas tracksuits on, and he's like, come in my sauna. He was the fucking coolest dude ever. But I could tell you don't want to like mess with these guys. You know, like you don't want to get on their bad side. You know what I'm saying? But they're really fucking cool. He was like one of the most awesome neighbors I ever had. Just don't be a dick. Like, you might have a problem. Shout out to Russia. I would love to visit someday. You like Rocky Balboa? Fuck yeah, I do. As a matter of fact, when we were in the hospital, they were playing Rocky 1, and it got me like going. I was in a pit of despair where I wanted to give up, and I was saying, fuck YouTube, I'm not going to do my channel anymore, I'm not going to lift anymore, I'm done with everything. And then I'm watching Rocky, and he's like, no, life will knock you down, but it's not how hard you can get hit, it's how hard you can get hit and keep getting up, keep going forward. You remember me from the park? Let me take a... Before I say yes, go to a channel. Come on, internet. Yeah, what's up, man? How you doing? I'm gonna subscribe. Now you got 4 subscribers. 6 videos. I'll watch them after I get off stream. When we call either tonight or tomorrow, I'm going to give you my address so we can meet up this week. Yeah, I'll give you a call right after the stream. I know I say that and I usually don't. I'll just go right to bed, but I will actually call you. I don't do that on purpose. I always tell people, yeah, I'll check it out after stream. And then when I get off stream, I'm like, yeah, should I shut down? I'm like, old man. Victor Hugo. You fuck yeah. So we got Victor Chacon 6267. What is up? Yeah, I do remember you from the park, dude. Fuck yeah. My wife blew her ankle out over there. I don't know if you guys were there when she did that. That was her. Christina's my wife. She was playing basketball with you boys. I don't know if you were on the court with her or not. But I know my wife throws down. She doesn't play around when she gets that ball in her hands. Do you ever drink Monster Energy drinks? No, I don't like. I drink a fuck ton of coffee, so it's not like I'm anti-caffeine. I don't trust energy drinks. I've seen too many people that were in a hospital, and I won't say it's because of the energy drinks, but they had energy drinks in the mix, and they had issues, and it was organ problems. And the one thing that I found that was in common when I was listening to them was they were all drinking, a ton of Red Bulls or Monsters. So, and I'm not saying that's what caused it, but I'm like, that's interesting, I just don't trust them, you know what I mean? Because they formulate them to give you like an effect, like a buzz. And that's more than caffeine, you know what I'm saying? Let's see, Victor Mendoza, what's up, man? That's fair. Coffee and green tea are the best natural source of caffeine. Yeah, and Chance Cottle, they're also great antioxidants. So I sometimes wonder if the reason why I'm not like riddled with cancer and disease is because of the amount of antioxidants I consume with coffee and green tea, because that's all we drink. Um, I mean, like I should be, but I don't really take that good a care of myself. Like obviously I work out a lot, but my diet's kind of, you know, it's not bad. It's not compared to the standard American diet. It's outstanding, but like you know, where we eat like lean meat and fish and rice and we cook everything with natural ingredients, I'll also eat like a pint of fucking ice cream. And, you know, a lot of that ice cream is, you know, not, it's got bad ingredients in it. So it's, you know, stuff like that. It's like I cheat and I eat garbage. Energy drinks are really popular amongst Gen Z. Dude, I mean, Marines, we used to live off of Rippets. And I used to down those by the fucking gallon. Like that, I tell you what, the entire 5th Battalion, 11th Marines was driven on Rippets, Monsters, and fucking Spite. You know? Oh shit, I went offline there for a minute. I'm Gen Z and I really enjoy a good yerba tea. Oh, my girls are super into like all sorts of teas. I don't know that much about them. I do like what is that called? The green tea with oh, what does she put it with it? There's another ingredient that's in it. I bet those were some nasty shits. Yeah. Well, so here's the thing. You know, when we're in the Marines, like you're eating MREs. And MREs are designed to like keep you alive. So they got like 3,000 calories in each one. And when you're not like being active, like if you're not in the field and you're working and draining those calories, if you're like in an artillery battery like we are, and we're sitting around behind a computer, and you're just chowing down on those fucking MREs, you're packing on some serious fucking shit. And a lot of us got stopped up. You know, like we get in. Literally life or death situations where we're plugged up and dehydrated and you know eating fucking MREs and drinking nothing but energy drinks. It's like you know, you gotta go easy on that shit. Jesus Christ shed his blood. Amen, brother. Amen to that. Yeah, you know what, you gotta when I'm having a hard time, I don't I try not to get too religious because I don't want to turn people off, but I am a Christian, and life is suffering. You know that. And a lot of times, like when I don't know what to do, I offer my suffering as like a token of appreciation for what Jesus did for us. Like he was literally tortured to death. And the suffering he went through is like more than any human has ever endured, you know? I'm sure there's worse tortures like the Inquisition and shit, but I mean, like he was brutalized, and it was days of torture. So when you're having a hard time and you're suffering and you just don't see a way out, I found it helps to offer that. Like I offer my suffering to you, as an acknowledgement for what you did for us, and that kind of just helps me kind of push through. You know what I mean? Love from India, brother. Hell yeah. There's yakisoba, boba, or white peach sheddings. Yeah, we have boba in the house. They got cans of it, and they have like these little kits that you mix up. Were you in the military? Yes, I'm a Marine. 0844 field artillery, fire direction controlman, 155 millimeter howitzers, big guns, will travel. Haboom! We're gonna send you 200 pounds of fucking hatred. In the name of God. Like, what was that movie? Monty Python, The Holy Grail. And you will lobeth thy grenade and blow thy enemy to smithereens in the name of the love of God. Amen. Like, step one, you shall not proceed to 4. Don't. Oh, I forgot the routine. You shall proceed as to 3, and oh fuck, I forgot. It was. Anyone seen that movie? You will lob a grenade at the enemy, blowing him to smithereens in the name of the love of God. Amen. uh, yeah, I grew up Catholic, and I kind of got away. My mom turned me away from the faith because she was a lunatic who was a religious zealot. Like, she went to church every day, but none of her actions reflected anything in the Bible. And I got to thinking she was just a fucking nut job. And I asked her one day, like, have you ever opened the Bible and read any of that shit? Because you called me a heathen. And we got into it, and I was done with Catholicism. My mom turned me away from it. I said I'd never step foot in a church again. But as I got older, I kind of realized, like, okay, my mom's a lunatic, but she doesn't represent the church. So I got back into the Bible on my own terms. I just started reading it. And that's how I came to faith, because after a certain amount of time, it was a slow burn, you know. I didn't just give in. I was curious more than anything. I got to thinking, like, man, I feel like I'm getting a lot of my prayers answered, and those prayers aren't really good for me. Almost like I'm praying to demons, you know, like manifestation. Because I would manifest things like, I want to fucking party and do drugs, and I would kind of pray to the universe for shit like that, and it would happen. And one day I was watching a YouTube video, and it was kind of talking about the spiritual battle, you know, like demons, angels, things of that nature. And they were talking about people that, you know, manifest. They focus on things and they manifest them. And they were saying, like, if you're not praying to Jesus, who are you praying to? And who's, you know, like, God's not going to give you something that's bad for you. So they got to thinking, you know, am I praying to demons? Am I living a demonic life? So I talked about, like, going to Catholic church and doing a confession. And so I'm going to do that. And I feel like I just got this feeling that I've got, like, spirits, demonic spirits that are influencing me to doing wrong things. And if I go get what do you call it, the reconciliation, like, a Catholic priest can grant that. And I keep getting this message saying, go to confession, you know, get that shit off of you. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll let you guys know how it goes. It can't be bad, you know. Larry Williams, you're on the right track. Thank you, I appreciate that. I have the movie, but I don't remember the whole line either. Yeah, I'm gonna go watch it. God is real. Yeah, it's not that I ever. You must count to three, not four, for there's too many, nor three, because too few. Yeah, yes. The thing I struggle getting over is what about the children with cancer who pray and end up dying still? Yeah, so that's the thing. There's a lot of stuff I can't reconcile, but this is where I'm at with it, mixed martial artist. Every time I had a problem, and I would find an answer in the Bible, and it was never wrong. Like, I could never prove the Bible wrong. I could prove the Quran wrong. I've got a copy of the Quran, because I used to study theology. You guys, I've talked about this a lot of times. We studied mythology, theology, and it was like collegiate studies. It was more of like just studying. Like, I studied Greek mythology, Roman mythology, Buddhism, the Journey to the West from China, the great epic with the Monkey King, and what's the Japanese, what's it called? Help me out here. The real Stoic religion, but they have Oni spirits. What's the name of that? Anyway, but I study. I got a lot of Japanese stuff in the house. I'm sentimental towards the Japanese culture. But I read those books like it was any other novel, like Harry Potter. I have the Book of Mormon, which is fucking comically bad. Like, I can't believe anyone follows that religion. Seriously. Like, I'm reading this, like, are you people retarded? How are the Mormons so powerful? Like, it sounds like whoever wrote the addendum, the Book of Mormon, with Jesus Christ came to fucking whatever his face with the golden tablets and the feathers and the hat shit. It was like written by somebody who was trying to pretend to speak Greek, like with these and thous and like, real pretentious written, but it was like bad fiction. Um, and it was so, you read the Bible and then you read the Book of Mormon and you're like, this is retarded. Um, Scientology, I got Dianetics, we got those books and we studied that. And there's some interesting concepts in Scientology, but it's also laughably stupid when you get to the premise of like the Thetans and oh my god, I can't even get into it. Like how these people really believe this shit. But again, so you can manifest the spirits, but what are you praying to? If it's not God and it's not Jesus, who are you praying to? You know what I mean? Like there's spirits that will answer your prayers, but it's going to come at a cost. I went to a non-denominational Christian church growing up. Personal relationships with God was a big topic. Yes, yeah, but here's where I'm at with it, B-Rant. So, what I've read, and this is just my interpretation. I'm not saying anybody's wrong or right. This is what I'm getting from the Bible. The only way to God is through Jesus. Now, the Catholic Church, their hierarchy is written to be, what do you call it, a liaison to God. So you can pray to a Catholic priest and he acts on behalf, he speaks for Jesus. But according to the Bible, Jesus is the only, you can't, we don't pray to God and we pray to Jesus because that's, I don't know how to articulate it. It's God manifested in flesh, and due to our imperfection, we can't address God, but we recognize Jesus as our Savior, and through Him is our path to God. So I pray to Jesus for everything, but I can't say that praying to God is wrong. That's what I'm getting from what I've read. Is it possible to pray to ancestors? Yeah, I do. I believe you can pray to just about anything and you can get your prayers answered. But again, if it's not Jesus and it's not God, who is it that's answering your prayers? You know what I mean? Because demons have power on earth. And there's a reason why the Roman pantheon and the Greek pantheon, the Norse, their gods, they're all similar. And if you go into like the book of Enoch and you start reading about the fallen angels and the Nephilim, the men of renown, it sounds a lot like Hercules and Thor and Loki and all those gods were real, the Egyptian ones especially, but they were fallen angels. So we're basically praying to demons. And Jesus came down and said, put a stop to that, or he's trying to. He's trying to say, hey, motherfuckers, like, what are you doing? That's my interpretation. Obviously, I'm paraphrasing. It's a beautiful and strong process. If you go to Norway, they teach you how to tap into your ancestors' soul. Yeah, and I'm not saying anyone's wrong. I was fascinated by the Norse mythology specifically, and it really resonated with me because I wanted to be a fucking Viking. And I'm not saying like there's good angels. So who's to say like Thor is a bad angel? Maybe you can pray to him. But according to the Bible, if you go just by what I've written, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, he was trying to put a stop to that and aggregate humanity under him. He paid for our sins with his death and then ascended to heaven, which is what defeated Satan's plans, because if Satan realized what he was doing by trying to kill Jesus, he wouldn't have allowed it to happen, because it was the resurrection that broke the covenant and opened up the faith to everybody, and then we all became the new church. Again, my interpretation. And according to what I've read, we were directed to strictly, all of our power comes through him, and he's the only path And that's scary. I mean, to think about that, because like, you grew up with beliefs and your structural scaffolding for your society, and you guys are successful, and there's a lot of good that comes out of it, and you read the Bible and it's like telling you you're wrong, and you're like, whoa, wait a minute, what do you do with that? How do you wrestle with that? I mean, that's the real question. And the only thing I can tell people is read the first 4 chapters of the New Testament and then make your own mind up, because there was something that really resonated with me, because unlike all the other mythologies and religions, God could be merciful, but he was very arbitrary. And in the Bible, God does one thing that no other book does, and he grants us grace. So it's like justice is getting what you deserve, mercy is not getting what you deserve, and grace is getting what you don't deserve. That's the difference. God, through Jesus, grants us grace. And I was like, that's fucking strong. You know what I mean? And it's like, all I have to do, as fucked up as I am, is dedicate my life to Jesus and then try to do the right thing through him. And I continually fuck it up. But that's kind of what I've come to believe. That's just my personal belief. And I'm new to it, so I'm struggling, because I'm like, every day I'm fighting, and I want to get high, and I want to do drugs, and I want to do shit that's bad for me, and I'm not doing that, but I'm fighting it, And I keep thinking, like, well, where's this grace we're talking about? Like, when am I going to feel this love and all this shit they're talking about? Because all I feel is abandoned. Fuck, man. This is like serious shit. I'm sorry, guys. It's hard. It's a real struggle, when I'm fucking fighting, Say what, boo? Amen, brother. Cheeseburgers. I was a piece of shit. I'm a police officer in Kentucky. I love you, brother. Cheeseburger, hell yeah. Gonna get a hell yeah. I was just looking at something up, and apparently there's a Church of Satan, which is actually a little concerning. Yeah, so and I did study the book of the Satan, the book of Satan, and really all it is you're solipsistic and you're hedonistic. You're like, instead of thy will be done, it's my will be done, essentially. So you are basically taking the place of God and Satan. Like, it doesn't necessarily make you a bad person. It just turns you away from God, and you live specifically to meet whatever your needs are. And that could be just a guy partying and trying to get laid, or you could go all the way up to the people that are sacrificing babies and fucking drinking blood and shit. So, but not everybody that's a Satanist is like a bad person, but I will say they're misguided, for sure. And then there's like, you see like the religion of the state, like people that don't believe in God at all, but they believe in the power of the state, like the communists and the collectivists and the people that are trying to destroy the last bastion of freedom on the planet, which we're gonna fight for, by the way, boys. Like, am I dirty or clean? I'm clean, but I struggle. Let's see. It's always good to have someone in your corner. I like to be there for you, because you stuck your neck out there for me. So let me repay you, brother. I did what I could, and it didn't do much, but I'm still here for you. I mean, I don't want to say screwed you over, but I disappeared for a week. Not to you, Jen. It was for cheeseburgers. Oh, it's all good. Cheese, you a good cop or a bad cop? The dirty or clean part, not the corner thing. Yeah, no. Well, like I said, I'm a drug addict, and I stay sober, but I struggle, and there are times where I want things that are very selfish, and it's really easy to talk myself into, like, I deserve this. I work really hard. People don't appreciate me. It's all about me. And the cure for it, what I found, was offering yourself as service to others. Like, your will be done instead of mine. Like, how can you use me today? What can I do to make someone else's life better? That tends to be the cure for the shit, you know? But there's just days where, I wake up and I'm just like, fuck this shit. We work long hours and there's a lot of responsibilities, and I'm a pretty high level of management, and there are days at work where I'm like, how did I get this job? Like, I'm a fraud. I'm a fake. I have no idea what I'm doing. And they tell me I'm good at my job, and I'm like, I'm winging it, man. But I don't give myself enough credit. I am good at my job. I've been doing it for years. But I feel like a fraud, when I'm sitting in those meetings with the owners and the executives and stuff, and I'm just like, and they're asking me my opinion, and I'm, giving them the rundown, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm a fucking shitbag. How am I in this office with these people? And if they really knew what I was, and that's me just talking down to myself. And you see, like, what I put myself through because of a body image. That's a problem. That's a mental issue. But I mean, I enjoy it though. Like, but is it good or bad? And where's the line drawn? That's the question. That's what I struggle with. And it seems like everything with moderation. Anything that you put first in your life is your God. And for me, the longest time it was powerlifting, and I was good, one of the best ever. And I haven't given up yet. I think I'm going to do one more competition. At least, I always say just one more. But I think I got a little more to give. But who's that for? And is it healthy? Does it? Yes, I'm going to leave a legacy. But the story of Achilles. His mother had a vision, and it was two paths. Achilles could live a normal life, and he would live long and prosperous and happy and have a simple family and not be remembered. Or he could go to Sparta, and he would die in battle, but he would be remembered forever. And he chose to go to Sparta knowing he was going to die. And sometimes I feel that's what powerlifting is. We wreck ourselves for a legacy that who gives a fuck about, except for other powerlifters. When I go to one of those USP meets and it's out of state and people know who I am, oh, you're that fucking YouTube dude, and like, oh, I win. I won 2 meets where I was the best lifter of the whole competition, all ages, all weights, and 2 times I was the #1 guy. And yeah, they were local meets, but still, my old ass, like a #1, and everyone cheering for you. I was the last deadlift, 4th attempt, and I'm going for 700 pounds at 220 at the age of 50. I didn't get it locked out, but everyone was screaming, and I had a 620 pound squat. I was the last squat to go because I had the heaviest. And there was guys, younger guys that were 300 pounds, and I was out squatting them. And yeah, if you go to like the Worlds or Nationals, obviously that's not going to happen. But it's still really cool when it does. There's something addictive about it. And I kept hurting myself and seriously injuring myself, like bicep detachments and blown rotator cuffs, and fucked my back up and my knees, and I'd go through months of physical rehabilitation to get back. But I would always do better the next competition. And do I want to put myself through that one more time? Just to get that record. Just to get in the Hall of Fame. To like really stamp myself as one of the best ever. And you'll see the transformation. Let me tell you, boys. But it comes at a cost. I lose a lot of mobility because you can't serve 2 masters. I can't really train Muay Thai and be a powerlifter at the same time. Now I can do maintenance lifting, and I can keep 80-90% of my strength and do Muay Thai and be pretty good, but I won't be elite. To get to that elite level, that extra 10%, you have to dedicate your life to it, and it comes before everything. My favorite part of AA book is 417. I'm gonna look that. I actually have the book. I'll look that up. Maybe it could help provide you some relief. It's about acceptance. Yes, actually, I am familiar with it. See, I see that as a message from God. When stuff like that comes across me, I see that as God acting through other people, saying, "Hey, motherfucker, like knock knock." Day 336, New York State Fitness Challenge, 2 a.m., 4 workouts a day, 20 miles walking. Holy shit! 10,000 miles in 336 days, and not my choice, New York State making me do it through the holidays also. Walking is awesome. I just can't. I'm not a... Walking is very underrated. And not running, walking. We were designed to walk long distance. Engineered for it. And at a natural pace. If you walk at a natural pace, you can go hundreds of miles. It's incredible. We can't run that much. You can't walk briskly, and you can't walk slow. You have to walk at a natural pace because that's your body maintaining an energy equilibrium. And people don't realize, like like you're struggling with weight loss, just walking, just get out and walk. Just adding that to your daily regimen really goes a long way. Everyone has this thought process: do we want to live normally or be remembered and help others? Here, thing I always choose to be remembered and help others. See, yeah, and that's where I'm at. It's like someone told me, like how can I make powerlifting in accordance with God's plan, and still do what I love, but in a way that serves the Lord. And someone said, well, pass your knowledge on. Like, you've had your shot, dude. Like, it's time to help others. And it doesn't mean I have to stop. It just means I have to not put myself first. But I'm kind of asking for, like, one more shot, you know what I mean? Like, let's go out with my shield or on it, goddammit. Yes, it is. I love my walks and I miss them. Yeah, I miss walking with you too, babe. Well, guys, we've been talking, and I'm not going to warm up again. But I had a really good time. I really did. And I'm glad you guys didn't turn away too much from the spiritual stuff. I always get concerned that people are going to tune out when I start talking about my beliefs. And I don't want anyone to think that I judge them or as if they believe something I don't. Because I'm not sure I'm right most of the time. Like, I'm following what I believe to be true, but I would never say somebody's wrong. You know what I mean? I'll just tell you what I believe, and you can take it or leave it. But I don't judge or disrespect anyone who doesn't have the same beliefs as me. And I always try to come with the attitude that you know something I don't, even if we disagree, if that makes sense. But the one thing I look for is like good faith arguments. Putting yourself first will always be the first thing you need to focus on to help yourself before helping others. Yeah. Everyone, that's the thing is, I'm a broken person. I have exceptional abilities, but like I'm broken, like deep down, like to the tissue. I'm a broken man. But I'm trying to do the right thing, if that makes sense, Mixed martial artist. Yeah, thank you, brother. I'm going to try to go live more. I've been afraid to get online because I've been going through some shit, but I feel like I'm on the right path. So, if I don't stream tomorrow, it's going to be the next day. Like, I'm going to really, really try to get on more. And maybe we'll do a little more talking than training. I'd like to focus on one thing. So I do a lot of training off stream, obviously, because I couldn't maintain this with talking for 2 hours. But I like to get something in, but with the stream, whatever the discussion is. So I think maybe tomorrow it'll be bench press, because I gotta get my boobies back. They're shrinking. Mixed model show list. Let me have to check out page 417. You're right. I'm gonna I'm gonna read it right now, and then I'll call you, Spider. All right, guys. I'm gonna get off. I really good stream. I love you guys. I will see you on the battlefield. All right. Let me get a hell yeah.